Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, my wonderful sweet babies. It's Destined Choice, and you're watching Choice TV. It's my second channel, Destined Choice. Basically, we're gonna get right to the fucking point. So I'm gonna give you guys a nice breakdown about what's going on, but if you guys didn't know, Barris is getting the fuck dragged on Twitter, and people aren't very happy. People are calling him all types of coons, garbage, trash, and I'm gonna give you guys a nice, swift breakdown of how all this shit started. But, as I do that, I'm gonna be enjoying my nice, cheeseburgers. With my ketchup and black pepper dipping sauce. There's too much fucking turmeric. We're gonna be here for a while. Got my pineapple Ciroc. No, I'm kidding. I got the cheap stuff. The Gallo family shit. Oh, by the way, these are vegan. Don't do me. These are vegan. Barris is getting dragged on Twitter because a lot of people are basically calling him a colorist. If y'all didn't know, all this shit started back in December, but it overlaid into now, and now he's trending on Twitter. Barris is a very popular, solidified producer, entertainer, actor, writer, cinematographer, and he's most notable for creating the show Girlfriends, a very powerful show that broke down barriers about the issues of African American women. And he's also known for creating The Game, a very highly syndicated popular show that was created back in the early 2000s. He's also known for co-creating America's Next Top Model featuring Tyra Banks. If you guys didn't know, Blackish is actually one of his creations. Blackish, Mixedish, Grownish. Y'all know all these shows. So, Barris decides to make a spinoff called Mixedish. This is where it all started. Mixedish is basically somewhat of an oxymoron because if you guys didn't know, the main characters in Blackish, most of them are mixed. Most of them are biracial. Marsai Martin is the only dark-skinned character on the show. She is the only dark-skinned character out of the entire cast. Her dad, Anthony Anderson, the dude who plays her dad, he's not dark-skinned. He's obviously brown-skinned. But long story short, a lot of people have a problem with that in general because it shows that there's a lack of diversity in Hollywood and there's a huge agenda to whitewash everything. We all know this. Boom. Grownish. If you guys didn't know, the other show Barris created has only one dark-skinned character. Trevor Jackson. He's the only dark-skinned character. The main character that's in almost every episode. Now, a lot of people have a problem with the fact that there's a lack of dark-skinned people on the show because, goddamn, dark-skinned people watch TV too. Why isn't there anyone as dark as me or someone as dark as Lupita on the show? There's not that many dark-skinned people on a lot of these shows, and it just shows that Hollywood has an agenda to whitewash everything, and it's always been that way in general. So this is nothing new to a lot of you guys watching this. Then we have Mixedish. Mixedish only has one dark-skinned character, and that's Tika Sumpter. She's the only dark-skinned character on the show. So he created Blackish, he created Grownish, then he created Mixedish, and for a lot of people, it was like, what was the point of Mixedish? Mixedish, there's no point of it, because, some of the characters on Blackish, they're mixed. Most of the characters on Blackish are mixed. Most of the main characters are mixed, so what was the point of Mixedish? Long story short, Barris doesn't have a really good track record with representation for darker skin tones. This is what happened. Back in December of 2019, recently, yes, it was a couple of months ago, Barris got dragged on Twitter because he announced that he was making a new sitcom called Black as Fuck. Yeah, that's literally the name of the damn show. No creativity, no nothing. The show is just called Black as Fuck. So basically, the show was a depiction of Barris' life, how his life is being a privileged black man with money, millions of dollars, and being in the limelight, adjusting to fame, and knowing a ton of celebrities. That's basically what the show was supposed to depict.
Hey guys.
KB, what's up, dog?
Thank you guys for hopping on this call. I think we have to be able to talk honestly if we want our art to progress. What do you think about my show, Blackish?
It's fine.
You don't want that smoke.
Anyway, what were you saying about your tiny house with no electricity?
Blah, blah, blah. Wow. What is all this?
Just little swag bags for kids at the party.
Samsung watches, earbuds, Fendi keychains? Are the kids Golden Globe nominees?
Just little knickknacks. Relax, dude.
And basically when Barris' team announced it, they basically used the hashtag Black Excellence, a new black show. Now, when Twitter called Wendy this back in December a couple of months ago, a lot of people were just like, what the fuck is this? Are you kidding me? Let me tell you why people are mad. Look at this casting picture and tell me what you see. Yeah, there's only one dark-skinned character, and it's the girl way in the back, and she's the sister. She's the only dark-skinned girl in the photo. So a lot of people felt some type of way and were just like, well, damn, here we go again, Kenya. Here you go again. Not trying to give us diversity. Where the chocolate girls at? Where the dark skin girls at? Dark skin girls watch TV too. How are our daughters, our granddaughters, or our little sisters supposed to look up to all these light skinned girls that you keep forcing in our face? So after he got the fuck dragged on Twitter, because this is how bad the tweets were.
Now, first keep in mind that all this is back in December. So one Twitter user wrote, "We are all aware as black people that some black families do actually look like this, but it's the pattern when all black characters on your shows are pretty much just light. That is why people are reacting to this. Then perhaps instead of perpetuating colorism, Kenya, you should have actively worked to educate yourself about it and dismantle it. If you hate colorism, that is. Promoting a black family that passes the paper bag test." Then somebody said, "Sir, we've supported 3 separate iterations of your paper bag test black families that show we are accepting, but at some point critiques will happen when the majority of black people are not represented on these black shows."
He then clapped back and responded, and Kenya Barris never claps back and responds, so that's how you know he was really pressed. He basically tweeted this in response to why there were many light-skinned people in the photo.
So one person took to Twitter and said, "Y'all really called it black excellence? Woof, good luck." Then Kenya replied, "What would be a better name? Really interested in your thoughts on the name of a show you've never seen." Then in response to all the backlash, Kenya Barris put out a really terrible response, and he said, "Guys, this is supposed to be real. What do you think me and Rashida kids look like? Have you seen my actual very real and definitely black family?" Black family, huh? Anyways, he said, "Don't forget, we have enough hate from others. And also, I'm not going to make up a fake family that genetically makes no sense just for the sake of trying to fill quotas. I love my people." Then he followed it up by saying, "I'm going to say this and then let what happens happens. Colorism is a divisive tool used by the powerful to separate the truly powerful. If you knew me, you would know how much that hurts. This black family looks like mine."
Basically, he said, "Oh well, I sucked the white man's penis to get this far. Y'all better be happy y'all niggas got any fucking television shows nowadays with the fact that y'all always supporting love and hip-hop and shit." That's how I took it. I basically took it as he basically said, "Oh well, I said what I said. I created what I created. If you support it, great. If you don't, you don't." So that's what I got from all that. Now, long story short, one thing that really annoyed me was the fact that in his response, he said, "I'm not trying to fill any quotas. I'm not trying to create some random fake family," which I understood. He basically said, "Don't expect me to fill quotas," when in reality, I'm just creating what I know. And this is how my kids look, and this is how my co-star, her kids look. Mind you, Kenya Barris is starring in it alongside Rashida Jones. And I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all know who Rashida Jones is. Rashida Jones is a beautiful, brilliant woman who a lot of people might know for playing a white woman on The Office, Karen, which I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But long story short, he said, "This is how my kids look, and this is how our co-stars, my co-stars' kids look." So at the end of the day, yes, the kids are light-skinned. All well, it's not that serious. Get over it.
And then Kenya Barris, being the narcissist that he is, he tweeted following all this saying back in December, "Then good. The answer is to make sure we keep making good programming to depict all our beauty." Then he said, "And everything I do reflects the loved ones that I have. But to cast people, pay attention, to cast people that look like some kind of skin color all-star game would actually do more harm." Oh my God. Oh my God.
So people were up in arms and pissed, but of course he ignored it and eventually people let it go. Now fast forward to last night. Last night, the official episode. It dropped, and a lot of people had a lot to say, and people were not happy at all, especially Black Twitter.
What do we have, ladies? A fucking clown. We are a stupid bitch. We are a fucking clown. This is the final look, ladies. I hope you enjoyed this look. It was super, super simple to complete.
Black Twitter basically went ham and said, what the fuck is this? And why the fuck are most of the writers for the show white? You heard me correctly. Most of the writers for the show are white, and there's only 8 episodes. I don't understand how you make a show called Black as Fuck and most of the characters are light skinned and one of them is dark skinned. And honestly, one of the characters is barely dark skinned. She's the darkest character, but she's barely dark skinned. You know what I'm saying? In good lighting, she'd be considered brown skinned. And the girl who plays the only dark skinned character on the show, long story short, I actually watched the show. There's only 8 episodes, and I could barely get past the 2nd episode. I watched 6 episodes, and that was all I could handle. And long story short, the show is pretty mediocre in my personal opinion. Kenya Barris, very talented man. He could have done a lot better than this. But then again, he only wrote 2 episodes. The 1st episode and like the fucking 5th episode. Now, of course, everybody on Twitter went the fuck ham. And everybody was dragging the fuck out of Rashida Brown. Because you already know, not only did she star in the show, she also executive produced the show. And she also casted the characters. So technically, she's equally to blame why there's a lack of diversity and why there's no dark-skinned people. So a lot of people on Twitter dragged her, and Black Twitter was up in arms, and it got into a huge debacle. It turned into, oh, light-skinned people always crying light-skinned tears, and then it turned into a dark-skinned people are so sensitive, and then it turned into a, whoa, y'all should be glad that y'all got any shows, and then it turned into one of those things where it was like, it's not that serious. Rashida Jones is black. She's a melanin queen. She's a melanin goddess. Y'all better respect her. She's black. Yeah, she may be biracial, but she's black. She's a black queen. Overall, Twitter was just overall messy as fuck. And then not only that, obviously, some of y'all know Rashida Jones from The Office. And y'all know The Office stands, they're not one to play with. They will drag you if you ever say anything bad about any of the cast members. So, The Office, a lot of y'all know her as Karen. Now, one of my main issues with the co-star, Rashida Jones, is the fact that she's known for playing white characters. Now, for me, that made me a little bit iffy about her, because I was like, But then again, Rashida Jones has always stood by being biracial. And a lot of y'all might know this, but she was in a viral video where she straight up defended the fact that she was mixed and ambiguous.
And I see Rashida Jones behind us.
Rashida Jones, one of the funniest women in Hollywood.
Come on up, Rashida.
Come on up. Hello.
You look amazing.
Hello, wow.
Gorgeous.
Thank you so much. Emmanuel Ungaro.
Wow, a classic,
Thank
beautiful.
You.
You look like you've just come off like an island or something. You're very tan, very tropical.
I mean, you know, I'm ethnic.
Me too. So
it's just being ethnic. That's what it is.
Now, Rashida Jones obviously is biracial. You know, when you see her, she's white passing, hence why she mainly has white roles. You know, a lot of y'all know her from Parks and Recreations. A lot of y'all know her from Tribeca. A lot of y'all know her from The Office. If I didn't know her name was Rashida, I would have walked past that woman in real life and said, that's a white woman. So in reality, it was a little bit iffy and a little bit weird for a lot of people because Kenya Barris is starring in it. And Kenya Barris casted a biracial actress, which there's nothing wrong with her being biracial. It's just a simple fact of the show is called Black as Fuck. And then they're trying way too hard to be a little too woke, which for me, what I got from the show, coming from someone who watched 6 episodes, because I'm not like these other YouTubers who only watch like 1 episode. I watched 6 episodes. They purposely try to force on you, oh yeah, we're unapologetically black. Oh yeah, one drop rule gang over here.
That's kind of a miserable person, but he wasn't wrong. Being a black dad does put you at a disadvantage. Society expects you to fail, to not be there for your kids, to end up broke and in and out of jail. Black dads not only have to fight the many battles of fatherhood, but also the ghosts of all the black dads before them. And the narrative that society loves to perpetuate. That the black man, the black father, is less than. But it's actually not true. Seriously. A study by the CDC showed that black dads are actually spending more time with their kids these days.
We may be biracial, but we're black too. And they try to bring into they try to bring up the whole statistic thing where statistically black men are more locked up than like it's like they're trying to force the whole woke thing, and it's just not working. It's just like, what the fuck is this? Like, we get it. The show was created by a black person. We get it. The show was co-created by a biracial person. We get it. We get it. We get it. We get it. This is supposed to be based on Kenya Barris' life, but he's playing a fictional version of himself. So basically this is a merge between Bernie Mac show. It's basically the Chuck E. Cheese version of Modern Family merged with the Bernie Mac show. So overall, you could tell the show is more so like a mockumentary type font. And overall, the acting isn't that bad. It's just a simple fact that they're trying too hard to use black as an aesthetic. They're not using it in a sense of, oh yeah, black culture, black this, black that. It's just like they're trying to force the relatability, and it's just not there. Like, you're a privileged black family with a celebrity father who wears Gucci suits and married a biracial woman who thinks she's black. And I know this is a controversial subject in general about the fact that mixed people are black. Let's make it very clear. Mixed people aren't black. If you're biracial, you're not black. Unless you look black. A good example is, for example, Obama. Obama looks black. I look at Obama and I'm like, oh, that's a black man. Like, if I walk past someone, I'm like, oh, that's a black guy. If I walk past someone like Tyler Lepley, saw him, I'd be like, oh man, that's a black man. Khalees, the girl from the Milkshake music video, love her. She's biracial. If I were to see her, I'd be like, oh man, that woman, that girl is black. If I saw her, I would be like, that's black. That's a black woman. But in reality, a lot of people don't realize that although biracial people are black and white, they can't just ignore the other half of them. You can't just say, oh, I'm black, but then ignore the other half of you. Because it's just like, so your dad is black, but you're going to ignore your mom's side. Or your mom is black, but you're going to ignore your dad's side. It just doesn't work like that. It doesn't make any sense. You may be biracial, but if you're visibly biracial, yeah, you don't have the same experience as a regular black person. I know a lot of people love to go up in flames, and I even saw a comment of somebody going in on what a regular black person is. Long story short, a light-skinned black person or a biracial black person doesn't have the same experience as a darker-skinned black person in the world, and that just is what it is. We're not saying that biracial people should be excluded from representation. We're just saying, damn, what about us? Why are you forgetting us? Why do we get excluded? Because let me tell you something. These are the only black shows that have had real-life black people with 4C hair, dark-skinned, chocolate black women. These are the only shows. Family Matters, Moesha, Living Single, so many of these shows. These shows right here are the only shows that you can full-heartedly say black representation. Damn, that girl looks like me, or damn, that guy looks like me, or damn, 4C hair. It's just like, it's very minimal to see black representation for darker-skinned black girls or darker-skinned black dudes when you got people like Kenya Barris who are saying, I'm not trying to fill a quota. Well, we get it, you're not trying to fill a quota, but don't call the show black as fuck if none of the characters are black as fuck, okay? There's a difference between being mixed and a difference between being black. Someone who looks like Drake or someone who looks like, I don't fucking know, Mr. Wentworth, he's a good example. I don't have the same experiences as him. He can easily walk into a room and his race will never be brought up. Me, I work in corporate America, I work in an office or whatever. People say, oh yeah, you're the black guy. He's the black kid. Oh yeah, the African. My race is always being brought up. I don't have the same experience as someone who's biracial. So if you're biracial, you don't have the same experience as a black person, and you have more privileges in the world than a darker skinned black person. And that's just the way it is. You know, you didn't create these systems. It's not your fault. But at the same time, you have to acknowledge that you don't have the same experience. So technically, you may be black or you may be biracial, but you're not going to have the same experience as someone who's full on black. One dark-skinned person in each show, that's not a coincidence. Kenya Barris has a right to depict what he wants from his actual life, but when people try to critique your work and try to call you out on your shit, don't run and say, I'm not trying to fill quotas, I'm heartbroken that y'all did this. No, don't do that, because we're not doing that right now. Now, let's be very clear that the show isn't awful, it's just not a good show. It's way too cringe, it's way too, like, they're trying to rip off, they're trying to rip off the Bernie Mac show, they're trying to rip off the Modern Family, and it's just like, it's not working. And then they're trying to pull in the whole, well, black people did this, oh, did you know black people did this, oh, did you know black people invented this? It's just like, we get it, like, you're trying to use the blackness as an aesthetic to promote education, but then you're also trying to create a funny storyline to appeal to everybody. If you're trying to appeal to white people too, just say so, instead of doing this like a, oh, well, I'm telling my stories how I know, this is my experience. I'm like, come on, like, this is really an overt exaggeration of what's going on. And Rashida Jones, I love her. She's a very talented actress. Y'all didn't know she also wrote for Toy Story. She's also known for doing so many things. And also, a lot of y'all might not even know this, but Rashida Jones is actually Quincy Jones' daughter. See, I'm sure she's educated about a lot of blackness and about a lot of inclusion in Hollywood and how there's a minimal amount of it. So I don't really think people should drag her and turn it into a whole, well, she tried to take opportunity from a black woman, when it's just like she's playing a biracial character. Because in reality, if you look at Kanye Barris' real life, his kids are mixed. Kanye Barris is a black man, and his ex-wife, they recently got divorced, is racially ambiguous. And his kids look mixed. So at the end of the day, I understand why you're trying to depict that. But, it's just like, damn, when are we going to get another show where we see someone who's as dark as Hakeem from Moesha? When are we going to get another show where we see someone who's as dark as the beautiful Camille Winbush from the Bernie Mac show? Like, I used to love Camille Winbush. She's absolutely gorgeous. That woman is stunning. And she's still stunning to this day. She just turned 30, and she's glorious. And it's just like, damn, when are we going to get shows like that? People were saying y'all are so sensitive. Why y'all mad over something that's not that serious? It is that serious. It is that serious because there's a massive agenda and a massive consistent pattern. They're trying to whitewash shit. And one woman actually made a very good point on Twitter, which is what I want to address. One woman said, okay, since it's not about color and it's not that serious, how would y'all feel if I made a show called The Blacker the Berry, the Sweeter the Juice, and I co-starred Mr. Wentworth as my baby daddy? Mr. Wentworth, y'all know Wentworth is the guy from Prison Break. And if y'all didn't know this, he's biracial. How would y'all feel if I created a show called Blacker the Berry, Sweeter the Juice, and I casted him as the baby daddy? Some of y'all would be like, what the fuck is going on? This is a white man. Why'd y'all put a white man with this black woman? Then it would have been a huge problem. But then you got people who are saying, well, it's not that serious. Oh, it's not a big problem. Oh, be glad that someone is actually, still trying to tell y'all stories and not isolate y'all. It's just like, mixed stories aren't the same as black stories. Let's just put it that way. If you're mixed and you have siblings or cousins or relatives who are black, I guarantee you they will tell you some really shocking forms of discrimination that they face that you probably as a mixed person will never face or have never seen. So at the end of the day, people aren't doing too much. People are just voicing their outrage because it's one of those things where we put Kanye Barris on a pedestal. So I understand, because Kanye Barris has tackled controversial subjects and he's mad that people are mad. But at the same time, it's just like, don't try to tackle controversial subjects and then get mad when people call you out for executing it horribly. I'm a good example. I've talked about many topics: albino people, vitiligo, how transgender people need inclusion. Yes, trans people need inclusion. Dark-skinned people need inclusion. Black men being disrespected, black women being disrespected, people of all colors, the Latino community. I've stuck up for the Latino community, the Asian community. I've talked about the self-hate in the Latin community. I've talked about a lot of things. And best believe that at least 1 to 300 of my comments have been, oh, fuck you, you're so ignorant, you're so stupid, you're this, you're that. Because in reality, everything's open for debate if you're going to tackle a controversial subject, because everybody's going to disagree, or some people are going to disagree, or some people are going to try to challenge you on your thinking, which I respect. And have y'all ever seen me make a video or go off on Twitter and say, I find it funny how y'all disagree with me, I find it funny how y'all are mad at me? I've never done that, because for me, everything's open for debate. And if you try to tackle controversial subjects, it's gonna happen. So at the end of the day, Kanye Barris deserves all the backlash he's getting, because the show is not black as fuck, it's mixed as fuck, and you really gotta see it in people's perspective. Let's put it this way: it may be a black show, mixed people may need representation, but god damn it, they get every fucking representation you see. You go to Walmart, you go to Target, you go to Forever 21, oh, there's the little light-skinned girl, she's biracial. Oh, look, there's the little Asian girl. Oh, there's the Malaysian girl. Oh, there's the little black girl who's mixed with this and mixed with that. Oh, the girl with 2-type, 3-type hair. Oh, she looks black, but she's definitely mixed. Oh, yep, she's definitely presentable. But you never really see a dark-skinned black girl with 4C hair, or a dark-skinned black guy, rarely, on a campaign photo shoot. It's always tokenism. And tokenism, for those of y'all who don't know, tokenism is when they throw that one little token black person, that one little token mixed person in a campaign, a photo shoot, or a show. Because tokenism is a very popular thing, and it always has been. And it's irritating when I see black people try to partake in it. Like, damn, it's just like... Basically, this is what I want to say. And I've been thinking about this for a while. I got into this huge argument with my friend where we talked about it and debated. And long story short, I came to the conclusion that in the decade of 2020 to 2030, I'm going to write my own shit. Because I'm annoyed with a lot of this stuff. Because every time a black person or a dark-skinned black girl is included in a show or in a movie or a campaign, it's always, oh no, let's make the dark-skinned girl the stereotype. And even this show they try to include another dark-skinned character by, if y'all didn't know, their cousin came to visit, and basically the cousin was basically a stereotypical sassy neck-rolling dark-skinned girl. So for me, I'm like, you know what, fuck you. What's the point of me complaining? I'm not going to change nothing. So by 2020, by 2030, I'm going to write my own show. I used to write a lot in high school and in middle school, so I'm like, you know what, fuck it. If I could write this, I could write that. If I could write a poem, fuck it. I'll just write my own shit. Because it's funny how a lot of these stories aren't getting told. And then when, you know, people get upset and say, oh, Tyler Perry could have did better doing this. Because, listen, Tyler Perry, I've had my opinions about Tyler Perry. I like Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry does do some coonery ass shit, and he does have a bad habit of painting black men and black women in a horrible light. He does have a bad habit of painting the light-skinned men in a bad light. And he does have a bad habit of demonizing the dark-skinned black man and then uplifting the light-skinned man and making him the hero. He does have a habit of doing a lot of these nasty, toxic things in a lot of his art. And don't come in with me with the whole, whoa, but a lot of his characters, some of them are educated, some of them are strong women. Just stop. He has done a lot of problematic things in his art. But although Tyler Perry has done a lot of things in his art, you can't say Tyler Perry doesn't add inclusion, because majority of the cast members in all of Tyler Perry's big films, Why'd I Get Married, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, For Colored Girls, majority of the cast members are black. He's actually telling these stories. But are they executed well sometimes? Sometimes not. Does he enforce a lot of negative stereotypes? Absolutely. So at this point, I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just going to write my own shit. I'm going to write my own shit. I'm going to write a variety of different shit. I'm going to write different things of different stories that need to be told. Y'all know some of the shit I talked about on this channel. I'm going to just tell some of these stories. And I'm going to tell some of the experiences. Because some of the experiences some of y'all have had that I've read in the comments, I'm just like, yo, that'd be amazing. Like, I would love for young children of color to hear a lot of these stories on the big screen. So, yeah, it's fucked up that, you know, someone that you put on a pedestal, someone that you assume is going to execute these things right, turn it into a whole, I don't want to try to fill a quota. And if y'all know what a quota means an emptiness. And it's just like, is that really how you see it? You see it as we want you to fill an emptiness. It's not like we want you to fill an emptiness, because we keep the same energy with white directors who want to include black people, but only want to make the black people play the stereotypes or the thugs or the prostitutes. Like, we keep the same energy overall. It's just a simple fact that, damn, like, you black just like me, and you not including any dark-skinned people, you only got one dark-skinned person? That makes no sense. And at the end of the day, dark-skin doesn't mean that you're full black. Some dark-skinned people are mixed, and even, what's her name? Iman Benson, the girl who plays dark-skinned girl, even she's mixed, and she's dark-skinned. So it has nothing to do with the fact that she's full black. It's, in general, dark-skinned people have stories too, whether it's a mixed dark-skinned person or a black dark-skinned person. And it's kind of fucked up that some of these stories aren't going to get told. So, yeah. That's pretty much the outrage. And Twitter, I'm here for all the shit. Rashida Jones is black for the week. She chose the wrong show to be black for the first time, because she ain't never played a black character, ever. She never played a biracial character, ever. She's only ever played white characters because she's white passing, which is understandable. Damn. She chose the wrong show. A lot of the roles that do go to black people, majority of them go to black men. Black men don't have as much of a problem getting roles as black women. Black women are the most underrepresented when it comes to the entertainment, cinema, sitcom industry. And it's kind of fucked up that Kenya Barris doesn't see why people are upset, but instead see that we're trying to ask them to fill a quota. Nah. Here's what it is. Don't try to profit off of our culture. Don't try to profit off of the culture that you're a part of. Don't use the blackness as an aesthetic so that white people could be like, oh yeah, cool, it's a black show, I'll learn some blackness, I'll learn some history. And then turn around and exclude it. Like, exclude the people who are the most oppressed, which is darker skinned people who deal with colorism. And then you try to get these mixed kids to sit on camera and say, yeah, we're black, yeah, we're black, we're this. No, you're not. You're not. The only person that's black is Kenya Barris. He's the only person on that show is black, and the only person that's black is Iman Benson, those two people, Kenya Barris and Iman Benson, are the only black people on that show. And it's just like, no. No. So yeah. I'm annoyed as fuck that black keeps being used as an aesthetic. And then you try to throw in some black history and some, black pop quiz, some black culture, some black fun facts, and then turn it into a whole, y'all are mad. Well, I'm trying to turn it into something that's going to educate people. But where the dark-skinned people at? I'm just saying. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something from this video. Some of y'all gained something from this video. Please let me know if y'all think the dragging that Kenya Barris is getting is justified. Do y'all think after all these months from December up to now that the show is finally released, the backlash is justified? Because y'all understand biracial people could get representation too, but god damn it, y'all all over magazines, billboards, y'all are literally everywhere, and the dark skinned girl with 4C hair is literally nowhere. Like, it's hard to find it. I mean, This Is Us has a dark skinned girl with 4C hair, and I mean, I guess GROWNISH just added a dark skinned girl, Ryan Destiny, with 4C hair, but it's just like, I mean, she has braids, but it's just like, I'm tired of the tokenism. We need a good balance of diversity. If 13 Reasons Why can do it, if All American can do it, if This Is Us can do it, if The Shy, a really dope show that I really think y'all should watch. It's amazing. Can't wait for the new season. If The Shy can do it, hell, why can't y'all? So yeah, that's that for this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah. So good and cheap. Bye.
Who